Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is a daily tarot oracle reading, Tattle Tales from the Vector. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. Be aware this is a collective or general reading, and so parts of it may or may not resonate with you. Just take what works for you, leave the rest. And also, this is a timely reading, meaning if you're watching it right now, this is the perfect time for you. Having said that, if I posted it some time ago, check what was going on back then in your life. It may give you further insight as to your situation now. Right, we're going to start with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck, and we have the Lovers. All right, so the Lovers are showing up now instead of in my Valentine's Day readings. That's okay, we'll take it. So this energy is talking about the Six of Cups. And it's talking about, or sorry, not the Six of Cups. It's talking about, this is the major arcana, the Lovers in the major arcana. And this is talking about two people that are destined to meet. There's this energy between them that these clouds in the tarot, when there's clouds between people, it represents not knowing each other. This could be someone you haven't met yet. It could mean that, or it could just mean get to know someone really well before you become a lover. This card originally was about choice, so it's about making choices in life, about the people you want to do business with and live with and work with and love with, you know, and in particular the most significant relationship of all, which is of course who do you want to you know, marry if you are in that energy, and you know, have children with. So this is, the underlying energy is about a lover or lovers and choices that we make. We do have the Page of Swords coming in. So the Page of Swords is coming in with some form of communication. And the Page of Swords represents someone who worked for the King and the Queen. The pages would work for the King and the Queen between the ages of 7 to 14. They would start. And if they did a really good job of, you know, the small tasks they were given and, you know, apprenticing basically to serve the court, they would eventually possibly be considered for knighthood if they once they were 21 and they could, if they could afford a horse. So this energy, each of the pages has their own element, and this is the swords. Swords represent your mental intelligence, your mind, that kind of energy, so your thoughts. And out of all the pages, this is the only one he is not focused on his element. He already has the thought, he knows what the thought is, but he's looking away from it because he's looking for thinking outside of the box. Like, okay, I don't want to just focus on this one thought. I understand that this sword is double-edged. I want to check in with my intuition and also other thoughts to see, you know, what the best, the best way to proceed. So this really represents someone who's visionary, even at a young age, and is very intelligent. The pages would generally come from families in the area that were like higher society, well educated, and quite often, sometimes they could be, you know, distant cousins of the royalty. And so this energy also always reminds me of someone who's golfing. And, you know, golf is a representation of this. Golf is, you know, being able to discipline your mind. Golf is a very mental sport. You know, if you go out there in the first hole, you are you make a big mess of it and your score is already messed up. It can be really easy to go in a downward spiral and have the rest of the game follow, or come, you know, on the second hole, get a hole in one kind of energy because you have that discipline of your mind. And I feel this is in big part the reason why a lot of businessmen and politicians enjoy golfing to do business. Not to, I mean, besides the obvious, like, of course it's way better than being stuck inside to be out in this beautiful course. But it's also, you can really, really tell a lot about an individual if you play golf with them, because you know, are they a good winner? Are they a good loser? How do they handle pressure? You know, what are they like under stress? That kind of energy, and how accurate is their you know, their vision, basically. And so that's the energy of that. So the message, though, In the old days, it would always be a young man, the page, but this could be a female in her masculine energy now. And it also talks about, it could be in person, but it's also likely to be a letter in the mail. It could be an email, a text, some sort of message that you see on social media directed to you, or even going to an event and meeting someone who then tells you something. This can be also the energy of watching the news and something coming out on the news, and then that giving you an idea or a thought of a way to proceed. The King of Cups is coming in, and the King of Cups is the most emotionally available of all the kings. He's holding a cup of love. He's the most stable love, stable king of all of the four kings for matters of love. He's emotionally available because he's worked on his ability to control his emotions. And what I mean by that, he's sitting here on his throne. He's out on this slab in the middle of all this rough water. And this rough water represents in tarot volatile emotions and chaotic energy. And so he's pretty chilled. He's just waiting for, hey, he's got his right foot forward. He's ready to deliver a cup of love when the time is right. He's got it in his right hand, and he's just waiting for the time to be right. He's patient that way because he understands there's no use delivering a cup of love before someone's ready to receive it, or before you're willing to give it. That too. So this is talking about, in the past there's been some disappointment in love. And this card this person is sitting under the tree, and he's gone to higher ground to reflect upon, what happened basically. So this is someone who's disappointed in matters of love. This can represent 3 different relationships that didn't work out. It can also represent a relationship where there was a third party involvement. There could be a third party involvement with a further gift of a baby on the way, and that could be that this person is found out they're pregnant and their partner has left to be with someone else, or their partner got someone else pregnant outside of the marriage. This also could represent God saying, or this could represent you giving someone 3 chances already, and they're asking for a 4th chance, and you'd say, no, 3 strikes, you're out, I'm done. And it also can represent God handing you and the universe handing you a new love that won't be disappointing. But he's sitting here and he's like, I don't want to have anything to do with love. I've been so disappointed. If it's more of the same old shift, I'll just stay single the rest of my days. It'd be easier. And that's the energy that, okay, but then the Fool steps in, and this is saying, okay, this energy is now over. This relationship with this lover is over. So this is now saying you're starting on a new cycle. The Fool begins, he's in the major arcana, and he's the 0 point where you start off on a brand new cycle. And he goes through all 21 cards in the major arcana until he gets to the World card. And once the World card shows up, it means, oh, you've achieved everything that you are able to achieve in this cycle, and it's time to move into a new cycle again. Now, some people only go through 1 cycle in their lifetime, and other people can go through many cycles. And some people also believe that this represents cycles of reincarnation also. So, whatever works for your sensibilities. So this is saying, though, you're on a new cycle, which is really good timing right now as I'm doing this reading. Yesterday was the first day of the Chinese New Year, the year of the fire horse energy. It's all about passion and love and moving forward. And we also had a full moon last night, a new moon in the sign of Aquarius, which is about being more about meeting more people, being more experimental. Perhaps it's time for you to date again, is the energy I'm picking up. And then the new moon is, of course, all about the new. We also have an eclipse at this on this new moon. I keep thinking about the moon coming up because this is for the end of the month. But last night we just had this new moon, and the eclipse was a solar eclipse, meaning for a short period of time the sun's blocked out. And so this is the first eclipse of 2026 in the eclipse season. And eclipses create big changes in life, such as letting go of a lover. And it's not necessarily a sudden thing, but it's a significant change in your life that comes about. And generally, this energy can be with us for like about 6 months. So you're thinking about, it's February now, so middle of February, like halfway through the year, this you might be in this energy of a new lover coming in, that kind of, or even before then. But what it's talking about with the eclipse is there is a significant change coming in your life. Also, if you look at the planet as a whole, there's a lot going on right now with the files coming out. And now, it looked like for a while there that it was just going to be swept under the rug like everything else. But now it's like, no, the people aren't having it. And everybody, they're not everybody, but a lot of people are clamoring for justice. And so this energy is now, it's shifting again in a different way. And people are starting to be held accountable, the ones that there's proof. What everybody has to remember is all of it is alleged, and some of it, there's no proof that there was an actual crime. But one thing that we can say is they had bad taste in friends, basically. We can say that much for sure. We also have the energy here of, the 8 of Pentacles is representing Pentacles in the tarot represent health, wealth, happiness. It's lifestyle, basically. Of course, a big part of that is coin. And, you could have all the money in the world, but if you don't, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're living the lifestyle that you want to live. And so this card is representing, it's actually representing making money, because this is the only card where the person is actually working on the coin, like hammering out the coin, and very focused on it. And so this energy is talking about, about the money aspect in particular, about regarding the Pentacles. So this person is very hard at work, focused on working on making money. And this is talking about, either this is a project that you just started and it's the second pentacle and you have 6 to go, or you've already completed 6 and you're on the 7th and you have 1 more to go. Just depending on your situation, if that applies to you. Okay, and this is 8 here. And now we have 8 cups. So this is saying at the same time that you were working really hard, you also had put 8 cups of energy into a relationship. So we have more understanding now what the disappointment is here. You notice that it looks like there was 5 good years. They're all lined up really perfect. And then there's 2 over here, a big space, and 1. And this represents for me that there was a third party involvement here. So this energy here is walking away. So either you were involved in a third party involvement in your relationship and your partner walked away, or because we don't have enough information yet. This could be the King of Cups. That's the only real energy we have that would be in this position at this time. So someone's walking away from a relationship and ready to move into another. Or, so it is. But I was just thinking about the King of Cups here, and this could be, maybe the King of Cups has been watching this play out and has been waiting to, for this to play out, because he noticed it and has always wanted to offer a cup of love to someone, and is just patiently waiting until they're ready. And they've healed from this, and they finally walked away, or their partner walked away. And, of course, right after that, it's not the greatest idea to get into a new relationship immediately. But that's what it's saying. This King of Cups is very determined to offer this cup of love when the time is right. We have the full moon and the new moon here. We do have another full moon on the 3rd of March. And that full moon is in the sign of Virgo, and it's also in alignment with the North Star, with your North Node, which is being on the correct path in your life. And there's the full moon, and it's also an eclipse, but this one is a lunar eclipse. So now any resolved information or energy from the moon last night and the eclipse will come out again here, and that's representing that. It's pretty cool that this is pretty clear here. So either you've walked away or someone or your partner has walked away from this relationship because there was, I feel, third-party involvement. And it's this energy here where this, because I'm reading for you, I'm going to say this is you. And you might be in this King of Cups energy. So so it's hard to say. I think this King of Cups is not part of this. The King of Cups is, because he's looking at this, so he's watching someone in this energy. And recognize these are archetypes. So the king could actually be a female in her masculine energy, as well as a male in his masculine. And as well with this energy, being able to be a female. And with the archetype, these are archetypes, so all of them could be male or female. But in particular, the king represents masculine energy. So if it is a female, then she's in her masculine energy. And this is talking about these Six of Pentacles, so I feel like this is something you worked on really hard. And you were almost complete, and then found this out, and it's really caused a lot of disruption in your life, clearly. Just sitting here and what happened? I put all this work into this, and this is what I have out of it. Remember, this isn't just money. This is lifestyle as well. So it's kind of like, maybe while you were, hard at work, when the cat's away, the mice will play kind of energy. So this is giving clarity as to the situation. I'm building a pyramid here. This bottom row represents the situation and the tools that you have to move forward. Okay, and then we have, yes, it's been a never-ending nightmare. This is talking about feeling really, clearly very upset here, and not able to sleep, and not knowing really what to do. But then either they walked away or you walked away. And this is talking about someone feels like they're in a never-ending nightmare, that they'll never recover from this. Their thoughts keep them awake, and this can be like, where are they now, and who are they with, and that kind of energy. This also can represent enlightenment from source energy in the wee hours of the morning, it's very common between the hours of 2 to 4 to be, have inspiration from the Holy Spirit, and be like, or wake up from a dream. And this could be this energy of trying to remember what was in the dream. This blanket represents not wanting to leave your comfort zone, but it does have cosmic symbols on it, and that represents the energy of the universe has you covered kind of energy. And so this is talking about that energy. It also can talk about someone having been, like, maybe you were working so hard and your partner got bored, and because this can talk also about like really, really like stifling boredom. Groundhog Day, and we had Groundhog Day on February 2nd, and Groundhog Day is implying that it's the same old shift day after day, and quite often people will think, oh, the grass is greener on the other side, because they're bored. And so this is talking about that kind of energy. And the thing is that it's good to know in one way is that there is no such thing as Groundhog Day. We are taught, or I was taught when I went to school, and I don't know if that's how they're still teaching it in school, but I see a lot of information still online, etc., where we're taught the sun's in the middle and the planets just go like this around in a very neat, and that it's like a groove of a record. It's just like, every 365 days, bang, we come back to here and come back to here. But that's actually not what's happening. We're actually moving, even though it appears like we're sitting still. The whole galaxy is moving, the universe is moving, and we're spinning, and we're spiraling, and we're moving. So you may be in the same daily routine every day, but you're not in the same place, if that makes you feel any better. And then we have this energy of, the one thing that we can count on in life is, the one constant we have is change. Yeah, and so this is being in a mental prison, basically. Like, this is talking, I feel like your energy is like you've lost so much. Like, I feel you've put at least 8 years of your life into this relationship and working on it and, you know, building up, maybe you have children, that kind of energy. This is talking about, if that's not the situation, this could represent a business and a partner. It's definite, but it's more, you know, this can sometimes, in the past, this could represent the choice of a partner in a business of some sort that you loved and they loved, and you got together. Oh, you know, like friends. Oh, that's a great idea. Let's do it together. And then we find out, you know, business with friends usually doesn't work out so good. It's just a fact of life. You have to just realize. Most people learn that the hard way, though. So this is Eight of Swords is representing, okay, you've been in this position, but now you're at least on your feet and you've moved out of, like, you've come out of the dark, out of the bedroom. You're at least outside now. And this is, you know, but constantly having thoughts. Quite often I feel like this card represents all the tears that someone has cried, and there was a lot more water here, but you've worked through a lot of these thoughts here. You know, and this is saying, okay, now you have one more left. And this can sometimes talk about feeling duty bound. And that's like, there's nothing physically holding this person in place, but they feel like bound to the situation. And quite often that in a situation like this could represent the energy of children, you know, and responsibilities, basically. Not wanting to see it, not wanting to have to do anything about it, just wishing it would go away on its own. You know, that's the fight, flight, or freeze. You know, this is like when you're stuck in that energy. But now she has her right foot forward, and there's only one sword here that she needs still to act upon. And this is her left foot is still in water, and water again represents emotion. But it's also, I feel there was way more water before, and now it's more shallow. So it's not saying your emotions are shallow, but that you're not as deeply entrenched in the emotional aspect of it. Yeah, so you're able to use your judgment now to make a good, strong choice and move forward on a new cycle. And, you know, take what you've learned from the experience, from what you've put into it, and move forward. So judgment is being called, and this is talking about moving forward again, like this is in a different way. You know, this eclipse energy I feel is coming in here. Something totally different, because it's sitting right on this, you know, new journey, and then taking what you've learned and moving forward with it. The ancestors on the other side, this represents the ancestors cheering you on the other side. So across the veil, the descendants and the ancestors happy that this that the trumpet's blowing, and this is on a spiritual level as well as a physical level. And this can represent coffins, them coming, ancestors like really watching what was going on, you know, being able to see what was going on, and frustrated, you know, trying to like, hey, you need to take a look at this, and maybe showing up in your dreams and trying to tell you in your dreams, look, you have to do something about this situation. Like, your money's getting to, like, you're being abused here and you don't realize it. And so this can be skeletons coming out of the closet, as well as opening Pandora's box. Once Pandora's box is opened, you can't close it again. So then all sorts of shit can come out. We have the King of Swords here. So the King of Swords is representing someone that can cut through the bullshit. And I feel like this, okay, so this energy, we have 2 kings out here now. We don't have any queens yet. So we'll see what's going on here. This quite often can represent a divorce lawyer. So this can represent someone going to a divorce lawyer for severing of the relationship. The King of Swords is generally someone that's in a professional field where they would be using their words rather than their physical body to be able to earn their living. And also, you know, that's written and verbal word. Quite often this represents politicians. So politicians, and it would be someone high up. So it could be like someone that runs the country, the prime minister, the president. It could be an actual king, that kind of energy. If it's an energy of lawyers, it would be at least someone that's in like a partner in the law firm. Quite often a divorce lawyer in a situation like this. This can represent someone, a judge kind of energy. It also can represent a surgeon because of the sword here. Someone that's highly, accredited and looked at as maybe someone who's a heart surgeon is what I was picking up, just because your heart needs mending. And so this is the energy coming in. I feel this is saying that probably there's, you want a separation, a legal energy coming in here. And then we have, okay, so this could be the King of Cups, because the King of Cups, it's sitting right on here, and okay, now he's ready to move forward. And isn't that interesting? He's ready, like this is day 2 of the new year in the lunar calendar, and he's ready to move forward. And this is the fiery horse energy with passion and heartfelt energy. Like the thing about the King of Cups, so this could represent his energy that he has been in a divorce, and he is now in a position where he can offer someone else a cup of love. And it also could represent the energy of the person that he wants to offer the cup, that they've chosen to have a divorce, and it's okay to offer a cup of love now. The thing about the King of Cups to remember is he is the most emotionally available, and he's the most stable in love matters. Having said that, he's the most likely to hold a grudge if he's been betrayed. King of Cups is not up for betrayal like that. If it's an agreement that you have to have 3 people in a relationship, that's a different story. Some people do agree to those arrangements, but this is talking about one where it was not, that was not the situation. So this is the Knight of Cups coming in now with a form of communication. So this can actually represent, okay, the King of Cups is ready to propose, and this is like he wants a committed relationship. And coming in, this is the knight in shining armor that comes in the romance novels and the movies and that kind of energy. And so this is talking about, okay, he's ready and he's on his way with this information to propose. And here we have, yes, he's like left the building. And I feel this is the energy of the King of Cups wanting to present this. He's at the top of the turret of his castle, and he's surveying everything that he has accomplished. And he's feeling a little bit like a big fish in a little pond kind of energy. But I feel in this case, he's thinking about, should I offer this cup of love? Or he has been. And feeling like I have everything else I want here, but I don't have a partner. So this is talking about the thought that went into it. The King of Cups doesn't make, like he's been, this is what he's been thinking about sitting on the throne out here in the middle of the emotions and chaos. He's the eye of the storm. And yes, and it's talking about, okay, he's ready to make this decision. He's really gone inward and really checked all his thoughts. This energy here is talking about moving off to this rough water to more peaceful water. And this represents conferring with God to do so. So this pole here represents the conveyor, represents someone that he has to dig deep to be able to push this boat off, for it to move forward into the calmer waters. It's talking about having to dig deep emotionally. And I feel like with this figure here with this young child, it's actually representing someone who, there's no baggage here, and it's representing someone that's gone inward to heal their inner child. A lot of our subconscious mind is formed by the time we're 6 or 7. And a lot of the ways that we approach love and money and commitments, etc., are formed very, very early. We're imprinted with our parents and other caregivers, how they deal with those situations. And so those are heavily imprinted on us. And sometimes we need to reparent our inner child so that we can change our thoughts on relationships, money, how to earn money, If you were brought up in a household where it was like money doesn't grow on trees, you have to work hard for money, that kind of energy, this is talking about making changes, that eclipse energy again. We have healing from heartbreak. So this is talking about they probably, this if it's a king and it's like of a kingdom, or someone like that's a politician or someone well known in the business community, etc. There's probably been a lot of gossip and talk. When you look at this, there's heartbreak for sure. The heartbreak, though, when you look at it, it looks like you look at it a second time and you go, okay, the heart is bigger, like in context to the swords. So even though there's swords in there, more like nails or pins, so he can recover from this. Or you can, whatever the energy is here. And it's saying again, there was a third party involvement, a wedge between these two. It's also talking about not a lot of gossip, I feel like, people in the community talking about it. And it's also making a heartbreaking decision, which is moving forward, getting divorced, admitting the marriage was a failure, that kind of energy, and then having the courage to be able to ask someone else, to marry you after all that. Yes, a passion for new discovery is coming in here. So this is justice, judgment. What did they say? The best revenge is living well. So this is God stepping in and after conferring and doing some inner work on your shadow and understanding, okay, what is it I really want in life? I have the world in my hands in many ways, but I don't want to be for the rest of my life disappointed about love. I want to give it another go. I feel lonely without it. And so this is a passion for new discovery in that department. There's a lot of competition for the king, I'm getting, and maybe a lot of competition for you if you're not the king. So this is talking about immature competition. And it could be talking about this gossip here that maybe the people around the king that realize, hey, he's got his eye on someone and they don't like it because they want, there's a lot of competition for the king. You see that all the time in the, maybe not so much these days though. People are starting to realize that, being a king or a queen comes with a lot of responsibility. So this is talking about immature competition. And this is my Mean Girls card. This is, the gossip. Think about grade 4 energy, adolescent girls, narcissistic cheerleaders. They can see the other team should win, that they've done better, or they're more better suited. They won, but they don't care. They want to win. So they'll do anything to win. And if they don't succeed, their mothers will step in and make sure that they win. So it's that kind of energy. But you're victorious in this energy. So this could be either the king, the person that the king wants to ask to marry has a lot of competition, or the other way around. And remember, the kings can also be a female rather than a male. And this is saying victory, you've won. Like this is the energy here. These people have to recognize, hey, you're a leader in this, you won. You have victory and you earned it. And this is coming in from reigning in your emotions. Look how proud this person is. I deserve to be here kind of energy. And that's talking about, again, that, being in this, like not making impulsive moves and showing leadership by not, setting a high standard and not lowering your standard to get into the ditches, and fight. And yeah, this is your destiny. This is meant to happen. This is the Chariot. This is indicating that it's already happening on the spiritual side, and it's now moving forward, and it's coming in the near future into your life. This is talking about no reins. You notice that? This is like if you're on your destined path, on your North Star path, this could be talking also like the black and white energy here. I feel like it may be talking also about the eclipses, like we have the 2 eclipses, right? And somewhere in between that energy is when you come to this, like when this energy starts to happen. Now this could be like that's when the king first gets this thought, or he's already asked, or whatever. You work it out for yourself. Yes, and it's talking again. Look we have someone coming out of the emotional waters. This is a lobster. But this can quite often represent, like, the energy of Cancer is ruled by the moon. And, Cancer energy, the stage of life would be adolescent girls starting their cycle, the hormones raging, and them becoming young women and not really understanding how to do that. It's a lot of hormones, right? And so it's coming out of that emotional water and recognizing, that other team, this belongs to them. It's their victory, and I'll have my own victories. Staying on your own path. And there's a domestic dog and there's a wolf here, and they're both howling at the moon. But this lobster is willing to go through, take the risk of being vulnerable and going for that love, staying on that path in between these two pillars. We have the sun represented here, the full moon and the new moon. So this is representing eclipse energy, which is really, a gainsaying between these two. I feel is this energy is coming in quickly. As I said, to whatever degree, it is. This is coming down from the spiritual realm and brought down to heaven. Or from heaven to earth, sorry. So this is talking about, the Hierophant represents traditional structure. So this could be someone, that's a judge that could get, the paperwork is done and you're free to get married now, you're divorced. It could represent the energy of, on a spiritual level also, of if you're someone who's religious and that's your thing, is that you want to have a more religious aspect, this would be someone that would be able to marry you in a religious ceremony, instead of just a justice of the peace kind of energy. That's what I'm picking up. This is, yes, definitely a cup of love coming in for sure. This is an overflowing love, and notice this, it's on peaceful waters. Moving, and like you can't grow lilies in water if it's running too fast. They don't like it. So, but this is talking from the mud and the yuck comes all this beautiful energy. There's a dove, and that this is an overflowing love. This is one that's meant to last. It's one that's been ordained by God, and that's your justice for staying on your path here and being vulnerable. And being willing to heal here. This is talking about forgiveness for yourself and for others, and making strong decisions moving forward. I'm just getting that this energy, this is talking about this energy of being sabotaged in this way was very deliberate, and I feel like this could have been like a decade of energy here. And so it was kind of like, this was a blessing in disguise. You see how this person has been sabotaged at least 10 times. It could have been by 10 different people. So this could represent a lover that stepped out more often than you realize. And also this can represent it going on for a decade of energy at least. This also represents that eclipse energy, there's light at the end of the tunnel. And that this was a blessing in disguise. It's sitting right on the Hierophant, that this was found out, and that your heart can heal. And once you know the truth of what happened, then you can, and also going inward to understand what you can do differently for yourself in another relationship. Yeah, the wounded warrior. But you're standing, and this is talking about conception of a goal, and now, like, this is the 9. I do feel here, because we moved from, as I'm doing this reading, and we're talking about the year of the fiery horse energy coming in, we also moved in a month and a half ago, we moved from the New Year's Day in the Gregorian calendar, which was on the 1st of January, and that was a very significant change as well, because that energy was 2 plus 2 plus 5 equals 9, and that's a 9-year cycle coming to an end, representing here. And then 2 plus 2 plus 6, 2026, 10 minus 1 plus 0 is 1. That's a new beginning. So it's talking about this energy again of starting off on a new cycle. But basically, when we moved from 2025 into 2026 energy, we weren't just moving into a new year. We were moving into an energy of a 10-year cycle ending and a new 10-year cycle beginning. So a lot of people really noticed the change, and we really saw it in the news and what was happening on the planet. That's when the files first started getting released, and it feels like they've been around for a lifetime now. And this is talking about this is different. This is over. And this is now any illusions around that, you understand what they are, and this is your soulmate now that you are going to be with. So this is clarification on that. We have there was something fishy in your last relationship, and also it's talking about the energy of moving from Pisces energy into the energy of Aquarius energy. So Pisces energy, like I'm talking about the age of Aquarius, and I feel like there's a lot of people with different theories around this, but I feel like in 2020 is when we really started noticing we were in the age of Aquarius. It's a 2,160 year long process. So we're just babies in the year of Aquarius from moving from the Pisces energy. Which we were in Pisces energy for 2,160 years. So this is talking also about that energy and how there's another underlying energy here. So in the age of a Pisces, people would tend to have the same career or the same job for an entire lifetime, and like even maybe work for the same company. But now that those days are pretty much gone, and Aquarius energy is much more experimental and short bursts of experiment, observe, and then see what works for you, double down on what works, and let go of what doesn't. So it's not so much about staying in relationships that you have to constantly be fixing problems, but wanting to see how can we make the relationship better. So this is like talking like there was something fishy in your old relationship, but this page understands there's plenty of fish in the sea, and this is representing the King's energy here of Cups, and saying, hey, I know there's plenty of fish in the sea, but I'm very focused on this one fish, and that's you. I only have eyes for you. Maybe that's what I'll call this energy or this reading. And then we have the energy of the rebel with a cause. So coming in with this information, like this is talking about this isn't like it's saying this isn't like something that I haven't thought out. This isn't a random, I just want to try this out kind of energy. I have a lot of passion for you. I'm a rebel with a cause. This is what I want. And this is again representing the year of the horse energy, with passion and a lot of heart and a lot of energy put into it. Reining in the emotions that's talking about here. I'm feeling very passionate about someone, but reining in the emotions. So because they wanted to come in correct. And this is the red plume on the back of the helmet there is representing that they've had to really control their emotions, because they recognize that the timing had to be right for you to be able, you have to heal to be able to be in a new relationship if you want it to be successful. And then, it's not just my way or the highway kind of energy. It's having an open mind. And this card has been coming up a lot, and it's talking about only seeing two ways of doing something. And that's kind of the old Piscean energy. Whereas the Aquarius energy is more about, okay, let's try this or that. The body language here, this person is sitting with their feet turned out, and this represents leaking energy from the, just going to pull this down because this seems like it might be a little bit hard for you to see. I've been doing so many different readings, and sometimes the camera gets changed around and just the angle that I put the phone in. So just making sure that you can see all this at the top and the bottom. So this is talking about like the body language. This is feeling like draining energy. And then this is also talking about protection of the heart and having to decide, are you going to stay alone, or are you going to be, is it my way or the highway? And I feel like this is also saying, it's been coming up in a lot of the readings, you know, you have to have an open mind here, because this new lover might be someone that is not your type. But God is saying that's the point. You need a new type. That's why you were disappointed so many times. God's sending you in someone. Keep an open mind, because it might not be what you're used to seeing. And this is talking about the right hand over the left here, over the heart like that. It's protecting your heart and using your logic. And God is saying in matters of love, you need to use your logic to make steps forward, but you have to use your heart. So you have to open your heart up, open your mind up, and recognize that this is a new kind of energy. Don't be looking for the same old shift in this soulmate, because it's going to be very different, and you no longer have a type. That's what God is saying. This is your type now. Okay, so this is energy, and this can be quite often someone that it's kind of a, like, what? I'm really attracted to this person. I'm not usually attracted to people like this. This is not my type. And so that's the whole point. Okay, so going from the past up to the top of the pyramid and back down. So this is some information coming in that, hey, whoever the king had his eye on, it's over. And so, okay, he's getting ready now. I've had my eye on this person for a long time, and I've been watching and probably heard the gossip and thinking, oh, what the hell? Why would you treat this person like this? They're in his eyes, he only has eyes for you. And he's like watching this happen and going, what the hell? And so this is wanting to expand, like this is talking about wanting to expand his world. And I feel this is more like this is talking about both your energies. This is talking about you moving off to calmer shores to heal. And perhaps the king also has been through very similar. Soulmates generally have the same experiences in separation from each other. And then have to, so because you don't want to be with someone who needs you to complete them. Please don't start jumping on the couch and stuff like that. This is more like about your, this card represents people that, like, this is your energy as well as your partner's energy. And it's talking about your masculine and your feminine energy being very balanced within yourself, very in touch with your higher self network. You know, the HSN, that you're making choices that are that your soul is pleased with, basically. And so that's about healing. And then a new cup of love comes in, so you can let go of all the old hurt. And this is like dun, 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 coming in quick, which also is here. But this is talking about keep an open mind. This person may be, that has their eye on you, may be different from your normal type, which is a good thing. But this is a soulmate. This is someone that understands you, and when you start to get to know each other better, which is what this energy is saying, you'll recognize that you have a lot of experiences in common in different ways, though. Like you could be very different, come from very different families, different countries, different religions, that kind of energy, but you have a lot of common life experiences. And then this is, the Chariot is saying this is destined for you. It's already in the spiritual realm. It will happen in God's time, whenever that is. And that you are victorious here. You've done a really good job of healing your heart, and that's why it's coming in. And I feel this was enlightened. It was a nightmare, but now it's being enlightened about the situation and letting go of, just learning from the experience. This is talking about, just because this only ended up here, you can also reflect on what did I learn from it. And it's not like when you start over, if this is a business sort of thing, kind of energy, instead of a love. This feels pretty much like love, but you know, it could be the other. that what did you learn from it? Because if you've already been very successful, and this is, this is pretty successful. This energy is talking about you know how to do it, so it's not like starting like a baby right from scratch. I'm going to clarify this for those of you who want. For those of you who are leaving off here, please give it a like and comment if you've enjoyed it. It really helps me build my channel, and I appreciate it. Consider subscribing if you resonate. I'm going to clarify now with my oracle cards, and these are Tales from the Vector, T-A-I-L-S, so talesfromthevector.com is my website. This energy is talking about the energy of the Intergalactic Federation of Light. And so we are going to clarify with these cards, and I will put in the description box below the numbers as they appear on my website. They're listed in that order. The numbers here are in the order they're listed on the in the gallery. And so if you want to check it out, you can check it out. And let's see now, like, what's happening. I started this in 2007, and I completed the 64th painting in 2020. I'm just tuning into this energy as I talk to you. Okay, so this is the energy that's wanting to come out. So we have a major transition in Lover's energy is being represented, and then we have the Chariot. So it's coming in. I feel like, again, it's this eclipse energy is going to really inspire you to move forward in this. We have deception. So this is definitely saying, okay, there was deception. Kiss me good. There was a hex in the city. There was someone else there was deception in your love life. It's taken a lot of courage to be able to move on. And then we have, I'd rather be better than bitter. And so this can be talking about sibling rivalry, just because we're all God's children on the planet. But it's also, I don't know, it's just an energy of like feeling like I'm getting, it's not so much jealous of one particular person in this case, but like feeling like, wow, what must it be like to actually be in a relationship where you put all this work into it and you get what you want out of it. And that's what inspires you then to move forward into that energy. We have Taurus energy coming in. So when the horoscope signs come in general reading like this, I just want to make it clear, I'm not saying a Taurus did this. What I'm saying is this is the stage of life and the state of being. We all have a little bit of Taurus in us somewhere. And this is talking about, about what can we learn from this situation. And if you have your birth chart done, somewhere in your birth chart, you probably have the energy of Taurus and the planet Venus. So this is about the give and take in life and learning that, but, toddlers don't like to share. And if you didn't want to share your partner or weren't expecting to, that's a reasonable expectation. This is justice coming in. The best justice would be, the best revenge is living well, so they say. And also, it's this 11 portal here, energy here is talking also about this energy here of making a big change. And that is like that, again, that eclipse energy coming in here. We have lack of awareness. And so never underestimate the power of willful ignorance. And so this is talking about like this heartache. I feel like, and the new passion coming in, I feel like this has been going on a long time, and your intuition was telling you, but you didn't want to see it. And it's okay, you weren't ready to until you were able to fully, okay, I know I have to make a decision here. And this is this passion for new discovery, like really wanting to get to know, like, how can I make my life better? We have the Libra energy, which is talking, possibly you were not mature enough, and your partner, maybe you were really young, and you just weren't mature enough to be able to handle what it takes to get through commitment of that sort, the lifelong commitment. And recognize that both Taurus and Libra are ruled by Venus, and Venus is about love. If you've ever heard of the book or the energy of, I think he wrote a book, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. So it's talking about, being a mature adult and being ready now. And that's saying now you are ready. Before you were more in the kindergarten stages of that energy is what I'm picking up. So this is talking now you're mature, you've done the inner work, you're ready for like a commitment, a true, like this kind of commitment in love. And yes, there is a divorce that's being confirmed here. So the worst divorce though would be from source is not going on, like if you weren't staying on your path and you hadn't gone inward to heal, a lot of times, like if people get divorced, the statistics aren't good for the next relationship, especially if both parties have been. And so this energy is saying because they don't take the time to heal, you know, before moving into a new relationship. And then also the anger, the karmic space of anger, of being able to heal enough to let go of the anger caused by the deception, basically. And remember what I said, when the King of Cups feels betrayed, he's the most likely to hold a grudge because it just goes against everything. You know, it's sitting right here on the Hierophant, and look at it's on the Hierophant again. So this King of Cups is this energy is about being traditional about love. Like if you say, if I give you my word is my word. It's that kind of energy. You can count on my word. And tired of the drama, you know, not wanting to be in the drama anymore and caught in this energy is what really is inspiring you to heal. So this is a beautiful reading. If you're looking for love in all the right places, that's the kind of energy that you want to be in. I do hope you've enjoyed this. Please give it a like and a comment if you have. It really does help me build my channel. I really appreciate it. And also consider subscribing if you resonate. I would be honored if you did so. I will be back with another daily reading for you again tomorrow. Bye for now.